Hi, this is Rodney with Mercer Online. The purpose of this video is to demonstrate to you how things work inside of a Zoom session. For this session, we've got 4 different people in the session, and I'm the facilitator. And I'll be acting as the facilitator or as the instructor throughout the entire session. So as you see on your screen, I'm driving around and I'm demonstrating how to log in to the Blackboard website. So I've loaded up Blackboard and now I'm going to come into a course. And now let's suppose you as a student, let's say you're Jerry, and you weren't quite paying attention and weren't sure how I got there. You want to ask a question. Well, there's an easy way to do that. We have a chat functionality inside of Zoom that allows you to send a quick chat message to your instructor or to anybody else in the session. To use this, if you're inside of the Zoom session, you look down at the bottom of your screen and you see the option for chat. You can click on the chat button and this will bring up a screen which allows you to enter in chat messages to your instructor or to anybody else into the group or to the entire group. To send a message to everybody, you can just leave it at all, that's the default, and type in your message. If you want to ask a specific question to an individual, you can just click on the person's name and then you'll notice the send to changes and you just type in your message to them. Now, once you've sent the message, you can close the window if you would like. We've closed that and we're watching our instructor. The instructor continues to present, but he's going to respond to the chat. He could do it one of 2 ways. He could either say something out loud inside of the session like, Jerry, to access Blackboard, you go to mccc.blackboard.com, or what he or she could do is actually send a chat message back. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So now you'll notice at the bottom of the screen here, a note popped up from the instructor, which responds to the chat message. So if I wanted to read it, I could just click on chat and that would pull up the screen. But you also notice that the majority of the message displayed in the bubble. So I'm going to close that. Now, what if your instructor says, okay, I want you to present and show us some things that you know? Here's what would happen. First, the instructor would send the request to you, would say to you, okay, you're going to be in charge of the screen. And we have changed the host of the meeting to Jerry, so Jerry is now in charge of whatever goes on inside of the room. And you'll notice it says up there, you're now the host of the session. So what Jerry is doing right now is he's on his own screen, and so he could load up another program, he could share something else. If you want to control your instructor's screen, you simply request remote control, and they'll allow you to drive their computer, or you could ask to use your own screen as the presenter. You could just come down again to the bottom and hit share screen, and it's going to give you this prompt. So if you click on yes, this is now going to ask you what do you want to use. And so we're going to choose the Google Chrome window and we're going to click on share screen. And so now this takes us back to the Google Chrome window that you now, Jerry, is controlling. So we click on the MercerOnline orientation screen, and now Jerry's going to walk his way through the presentation and give his presentation to the class. Now once he's done, he just clicks on Stop Share, and now you'll see this returns us back to this screen. The instructor can then say, okay, Jerry, thank you for presenting, and then he can become the host by simply selecting to reclaim the host from his side. And now he is the host again. And then he can choose to share whatever he would like and then return to the session in progress. Now, if you're a student, you could pass control over to another student as well. If you're in control, if you're being given the control as the presenter, then you have the ability to pass control over to anyone else. So we could pass control to Althea, we could pass control to Elvis, and they in turn could pass it back to us. So it can get pretty complex inside of the Zoom environment. And you do have the ability to do a lot of things, even as a student. You are able to present inside of the environment. I want to show a couple of other things here. Over here on the right-hand side, you'll notice the 4 windows. The one that you see me bobbing in and out of on occasion, that's me personally. And then the other 3 are populated with students, Jerry, Althea, and Elvis. Now, if you want to only see the person that's talking, you can change that to show just the, you can minimize the view so that you only see names, or you can come here and you can go back to the ribbon view, or then you can select the just show me who's talking view. And you can manipulate that any way you want to. For some people, it is helpful to just minimize all of that and drag it up to the corner so that this way they can see everything that's going on inside of the screen. And that's perfectly fine. Some of the other options available to you is to annotate. Annotation means you can draw on the screen. But be careful. If you are annotating, please note that whatever you draw can be seen by everybody else. Some instructors will disable this functionality, but some will allow you to do it. So if they say, do you have any questions? And then you could come and say, circle something that you didn't understand. So let's come over to draw and select a circle, select a color, and then just come to whatever it was I didn't understand. So I've selected that as the thing that I don't understand. What exactly do I need to do? And then once I'm done, I can just close the annotation toolbar. At the bottom of the screen, you do see a button to record. If you would like to record your sessions, you need to first ask your instructor for permission. You need to ask them if it's going to be okay for you to record the session. Sometimes the instructor will record the entire session and then distribute out just the parts, so that this way it protects the privacy of everybody else in the session. However, sometimes it'll be perfectly fine with the instructor if you record the session. So at this point, for instance, if Jerry clicks on record, you see that he has to request permission before he can do it. And once the permission is granted, then it will be able to record, and Jerry will actually download the file onto his own computer. You can see the other participants in the session if you click on the participants button at the bottom, and this will show you who all is inside of the session. You also have the option to raise your hand from here. So if your instructor is talking, you don't want to send a chat message, but you do want to raise your hand and ask a question, you can click on Raise Hand. And the instructor will see that someone has their hand raised. So the instructor can come over and lower the hand, or they can say, okay, Jerry, what is it that you would like to say? And then you could always pull up the chat menu, type in your question, or the instructor could give you control or voice power. So another option is to come over here and adjust some of the settings audio and video wise. So if you click on the settings button, you'll see here's the option to do a lot of testing for your computer audio. Make sure that you can hear and that you can test your microphone, make sure that you can be heard. And then you have several other options as well, video options. You can decide which video source you want to use, if you want to use your integrated webcam or if you have an external one. Some various general options. We recommend leaving these as they stand. You typically don't want Zoom to start when you first turn on your computer. The recording options, this tells you where it will record the files to if you are allowed to. And then statistics shows you how much power on your computer Zoom is using. So if your machine seems to act funny while you're in Zoom, you may want to go into the statistics view and see what's going on. Typically, though, we suggest if you're having any issues with Zoom technically, that you reach out to us and contact the MercerOnline team. Now I'm going to log out of the Blackboard screen here so that you can see the MercerOnline contact information, just in case you didn't get it before. So you'll notice that's 609-570-3389. We're in room CM120 on the West Windsor campus, and our email address is merceronline@mccc.edu. If you do encounter any issues with Zoom, please feel free to contact us if it's a technical issue. If it's an issue about the room itself, about something that your instructor's talking about during the session, you'll definitely want to talk to your instructor about that, because we won't be able to answer you. We can't tell you, the answer to your course content. That's not what we specialize in, but we certainly will be more than happy to assist you if you are trying to access Zoom from your computer and are having difficulties. Also, I would like to mention that the Zoom app is available for Apple and for Android mobile devices. So if you are on the go and you can't be at your computer to log in to your live session, you can still access your live Zoom sessions from your phone or from your tablet. The app from the App Store or from Google Play, it enables you to access all of your Zoom sessions, and it gives you a reasonable amount of functionality. You'll be able to see what the host is sharing. You'll be able to hear the audio. You'll be able to share an image of you or video of you. Actually, two of the people in our session here, both Althea and Elvis, are both actually coming in from remote devices, and you see it's functioning perfectly well. You can see them, and they could, if they were animate, you would be able to see them move, but they're not. So it definitely does work. If you've got an Android device or an Apple device, feel free to download the app and access your Zoom sessions. So again, this is Rodney with Mercer Online, and if you do encounter any other questions, please feel free to reach out to us at 609-570-3389 or send us an email to merceronline@mccc.edu. Thanks.